My life isn't going exactly how I expected since I graduated college. So I've had to redefine exactly what growth looks like for me right now. I'm working part time, but like 10 hours a week part time at a retail job, not at all related to my intended career path and what I went to school for. And I'm also focusing on trying to create content online for the first time ever. And because I just graduated, I don't have classes to study for, exams to pass, or like my server job to show up to most days of the week. So since graduating and moving away and not being able to work, I really had to focus on learning how to relax and take care of myself, which also is helping me recover from being really burnt out during college. So right now for me, growth looks like getting better sleep, having less anxiety when I have downtime. In college, I had a really hard time relaxing ever. Like I would go to bed and I'd be twitching all night because I couldn't even relax in my sleep. So it was really hard for me to just do nothing. And so since graduating, which this was May of last year, so it's taken some time, I'm finally to the point where I can relax. I can sit down, I can watch a YouTube video, or I can knit or crochet or something and do nothing else and not be freaking out the whole time, worrying about the fact that I have something better to do. Because honestly, right now, I really don't, which is, there's pros and cons to that. And in that same vein, I've been choosing to do relaxing activities and activities to actually improve myself and work on myself rather than just dopamine chasing and doing whatever is exciting. Like actually trying to make good decisions every day and prioritize stability over excitement. I also have been trying to work really hard on not forcing productivity every day, especially because I don't have stuff to do all the time. I realistically can't be productive every hour of every day. Also, it's just not a sustainable way to live. That's why I got so burnt out during college. And so, like, some days, if my ADHD is really acting up and I'm not feeling productive, I just let myself not be productive. And that's okay. I can do it tomorrow. Like, I have the time. I can take a day to myself to recover. That way, I actually am able to perform better the next day. Especially on those days that I'm focusing on relaxing, but generally every day, I am trying to actually enjoy my days rather than just surviving. I'm looking for joy, but like I said, not excitement. I'm not trying to dopamine chase. I'm trying to genuinely enjoy what I'm doing. That's why I've been doing more knitting and crocheting and creating content. I've been, trying to play new video games with my friends and spend more time with people. My social life really died during college, and since then I've been trying to recover it and learn how to be someone's friend again. So that has been really big for me, getting out, talking to people, and just, I don't know, being a social human being. A major thing for me since I don't have a career job right now has been applying to jobs. And at first it was really hard because I've been applying to jobs since before I graduated, well before I graduated. And it's hard to just be okay with applying to jobs and not hearing anything back. But realistically, that has been, I would like to say, 75% of the jobs I have applied to, you hear nothing back at all, not even a no. And you just kind of have to be okay with that. You have to not expect to hear back from every single job. And most jobs, you can't even reach out again after you apply. There's no email, there's no phone number, there's no nothing. Because it's for like a bigger company and their HR team does whatever. And, it's a whole thing. And so I just have to focus on how many jobs and what types of jobs I'm applying for and not focus so much on the responses that I'm getting back. Of course, it feels good to get a response and have an interview and take the next steps in the application, but I do what I can to focus on what I can control, and that's how many jobs I apply for, the quality of my cover letters, the quality of my resume, continually working on that, and just doing what I can, and then moving on. I'll spend maybe 2 to 3 days a week where I'll spend a couple hours at a time applying to a lot of jobs, like all the new ones that I can find. But because I've been applying to jobs for so long, there's only so many new ones that come out every week. And so I apply to them in clusters, and then the other, 4 days of the week that I'm not applying to jobs, I just try to get my mind off of it because realistically, worrying about it all day, every day is not going to get me a job. It's not going to get me further. It's just going to make me stressed out and anxious and less likely to even apply to jobs because I'm going to be so stressed out that I don't want to get anything done. And that's how I was for a little bit at first when I graduated. I spent like all day, every day looking for jobs, and it just gets really discouraging after a while. Like you can only get told no so many times before you're like, okay, ouch, that did hurt a little bit. And it's been even harder recently because it's no longer hiring new grads time of the year, really. And so there's been less job postings, especially for entry-level positions. And now that it's the beginning of the fiscal, there have been a little bit more job postings coming up, but it's hard. I'm looking all the time, and I just have to not beat myself up about it too much. And then lastly, for growth, what I've been focusing on is creating more content and creating content that I'm actually proud of and that I would watch myself. I've been having a really hard time kind of identifying what I want my brand identity to be. And it's hard because, so I started out streaming video games because I've just kind of started to get into video games, playing them with my boyfriend and whatever. So there's a lot of games I haven't played. But then I realized that that might not work out for me very well because I'm not good at games because I haven't really played them much in my life. I'm not good at video games, and people don't want to watch someone they don't know be bad at the video game. That's just not how it is. So I had to pivot. I was like, this isn't working. I like streaming, but I also, once I started editing videos, like editing just even my streams to post, I realized that I really like the editing process. And it's very fun for me. I like just being able to sit down on my computer and work on it for a couple hours and make it look pretty and make it be something that I'm proud of rather than just sitting and yapping for a couple hours on stream and then just posting it like that and not editing it at all. I really enjoy the process. I'm a very detail-oriented person, so I like to sit down and do stuff like that. Like, it's very fun. But what I was saying is I'm trying to find what I want to do exactly online. And so gaming, not really working for me. It just wasn't working at all. But the views were not there, and the passion, the motivation was not there either, I'll be honest. I tried, and for a while it was really fun, but then I got sick of it really fast. I was like, I don't want to play these games, and it's expensive to buy games, to play them, to not like them, or not have people watch, and the games that I wanted to play didn't always match up with the games that people wanted to watch me play. So I had to move on from that. And then I thought maybe I could focus on doing something more life science based, where I'm actually using the microbiology degree that I got in college. But that's not the content that I consume. I don't consume very serious content usually. Every once in a while I will. But most of the content I consume is like very unserious, casual, fun, lifestyle type of content because I don't know, I go on social media to distract myself from like the real world and what's going on, not to like learn, honestly, especially not since graduating college. So I wasn't really sure how to go about making science videos that people would want to watch. And once I started kind of getting into it, I made a couple of videos that were about science stuff. For one, the views weren't there. And for two, I got sick of making it really fast. It was just it was kind of heavy. Like in a way where it took a lot of prep, and I am very worried about saying the wrong thing, being wrong. Like I had to fact check every single thing that I said, even if I'm sure that I'm right, I have to look it up just to make sure. Because the last thing I want to do is make a video about something microbiology and be wrong. Like, and then get reamed for it in the comments. Not good. I don't want to do that. And I also just don't want to spread misinformation either, because I made a silly mistake. And so I felt a lot of pressure to be perfect in videos like that. And I also didn't know like the tone or how in depth I wanted to go, because to get more engagement and more views and grow an audience, like you have to make it accessible to more people. And so you have to make it broad and easy to understand. But I like the deep dives of science. I like the nitty-gritty details and knowing the ins and outs of everything. Like if I could and the content would do well, I would love to do like one 30-minute deep dive video, like basically a lecture on like one specific bacteria or one specific like pathogen. I would love to make content like that. I would really enjoy it, but I just don't think that it would do well. I mean, I've tried like once or twice, and long form and short form, no good. Like 0 views type of no good. And it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot more time and planning and editing than a video like this does or streaming does. So it was just like not worth my time in a way. And I didn't have the passion to back that up and also like to make it worth in any way. So, because I wasn't enjoying it. I liked it to an extent, but I really did not like getting the results that I wanted to see from it. Versus this content is more laid back, easier to make, and if I don't get the views that I want, I don't really care because I enjoyed making the content and I didn't put multiple days into making the video. So growth for me right now, I'm trying not to focus on the numbers when we're talking about content, social media. I'm trying to focus on finding myself, finding what I enjoy making, and then from there we'll go on to focus more on analytics and stuff like that. But for now, I'm just trying to find myself. And I think that's something I've really struggled with my whole life, is knowing what my passion is. And I learned in college that I really love science and really enjoy science. But I think when it comes to what I could do as a content creator, I don't think that science is one of those things. I think that it's a little bit too heavy, too much for me, especially right now. Not having an audience, maybe later on when I have more of an audience, I can do, occasional videos where I tie science into lifestyle. But right now, I don't have the mental capacity to do it. I'm still, despite the fact that it's been quite a while, I'm still recovering from college and burnout and overworking my brain all the time. So I like having a distraction. And like I said, I like consuming content that distracts me. So I think that I would also like creating content that's distracting for myself and other people. Now, that being said, I'm not an internet drama girly. I'm not that chronically online. I don't want to be. It doesn't seem like a good way to be if I'm not already. So it's going to be more, I don't know, self-reflective and trying to do some like day in my life videos where I'm trying to just be a better version of myself, take care of myself a little bit better. I want to start working out and eating a little bit better. I've been trying to lose weight for a while and just kind of be healthier because I don't have the best diet in terms of like, I love Taco Bell and like Domino's pizza. Okay. And that's not the best for me. And the, weight I've gained in the last year is showing of how much I love fast food. So I'm gonna have to get that together. I'm working on that. And I guess if you want to see how that's going, you can check out my other videos on, my day in the lives and how I'm doing my best. But yeah, that is what growth looks like for me right now, just improving myself. I could also add in that maybe, like I said, I'm trying to go to the gym more and eat better, but I'm trying to focus on a little bit more of the basics at the moment so then I can work my way up to getting there. Because if I try to do everything all at once, then I fail at all of it, honestly, because I put too much pressure on myself. So right now we are taking baby steps to get there. And I'm just starting to work out a couple times a week, focus on cardio, so that way it's not as energy demanding as like weightlifting is. We'll get there. I'm growing. I'm taking baby steps. We're going to keep doing our best and just see where it takes me, see where life takes me. I know that I'll find what I'm supposed to do eventually. It always has worked out for me. I've always found a way to figure it out. But even though I'm feeling maybe a little bit lost right now, career-wise especially, I'll get there. And maybe it was a blessing in disguise that I haven't been able to find a job and it inspired me to start creating content because I actually really like it. It's genuinely been a dream of mine since I was like 8 years old and making little like videos at home with the cheap camcorder that my mom got me from Walmart for sure. So like I've been posting. I would like create a YouTube account, post one video, get really anxious, delete it immediately, and then do that like once every couple years up until this point, ever since like YouTube was created. So I think the fact that I'm actually getting to do that now is maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe this is what was meant to happen. I don't know if that's true based on how it's going so far, but I'm new to this. I've only really committed like 2 or 3 months to this. Like I took 2 months off in the middle of that. So it feels like it's been a long time, but I've only actually committed like 3 active months or less than to this. So it's a normal timeline. We're getting it done, doing my best, and I'm excited to see where this goes. So, like I said, if you want to see how it's going with me trying to just improve my everyday life, check out probably the video before this and the video after this because I'm uploading pretty regularly with my vlog style content. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one.